Hi everybody, it's Robert Earl here at the Eco Ranch in Far West Texas. Once again, I'm up on the roof, and once again I've got a wind turbine behind me because this is a long overdue follow-up on wind turbine blades. Now I know I said in previous videos I wasn't going to talk about wind turbines anymore because of the absolute foolishness going on with what I call the wind turbine wars. But I have information that I think is going to be of interest to you, the people that are subscribed here, and also to the people with the wind turbines, and I'll explain that as I go. So, without further ado, let's go into it. First of all, I have products here only from two people. Thermodyne in California, whom I bought the 6 wind turbines I have from. I still have them because they still work. And when I replace them, I am going to replace them eventually. I mean, we have to replace everything. But I'll replace them and I'll decide what to do then. And also, Missouri Wind and Solar. I had an opportunity earlier this year to go to Missouri Wind and Solar, see their facility, meet everybody, including Jeff Harmon and his family. And I have some of his products here. The wind is starting to come up and I can't hear it until I edit this, so I'm going to keep talking. You can hear one turbine kicking on right now, and I'll show you that turbine in a minute and tell you which one it was that started up. Another one's also started up right now. So there's 2 of the 6 are turning. What I'm standing in front of is, this is my original wind turbine. This has been up for nearly 6 years. This has the original blades that came with it. Now these are the original blades that everybody sold in the very beginning. These blades are very lightweight. Some people have shown you how easy they are to break or bend or whatever. I haven't had that experience. The only one that broke on me was one that fell. And of course that's going to break, and it fell because of something I did, not because of the quality of the blades. But these are the original blades. They're lightweight. They don't seem to have enough torque to turn properly, which is part of the reason why so many people complain about the power that they get out of these direct drive setups. Now, this is my original one, been up for a long time. This is an anomaly. This son of a gun, I don't know what it's doing, but it puts out tremendous power with these original blades. But blade technology, just like technology in computers and cars, is evolving. And these blades now, compared to what's available, are, and there's no other word for it, they are junk compared to what's available. If it's all you got, if it's all we had back then, it's great. These are the blades that we're going to be comparing the other blades against, and I'm going to show you these blades as we go along. So let me go and turn this and set it up on blade number. Okay, here we are on the second blades. Now you'll notice I put a double fin on this just because Jeff advised me to at Missouri Wind. These are the blades, and Jeff, I'm going to apologize to both you and Bob right now because I cannot remember the names of your blades. You're going to correct me, and when you do, I'll post it on the comments so folks look at the comments. But these are the blades that Jeff at Missouri Wind and Solar designed to replace those blades with. Now, because all I have are Thermodyne PMAs here, it's on a Thermodyne, but these are much heavier. Yeah, okay, let's say much heavier. They're much heavier than the original blades. I'm going to let go of this. The wind came up, as you can hear. Even though they're not facing the wind, they want to turn. They turn easily. They turn quietly. I'm very pleased with this particular blade. It works fine as a replacement for all these. That came originally. So, and I understand, again, I'm going to apologize to both of you, and more so to Thermodyne than to Missouri Wind, because Bob, I don't know what you have. I know you do have something in the works that's replacing this, or replacing the other blades. But these do work far better than the original blades, as they should, because they're a new generation. They're an improvement in technology. Now let's move on to something else from now. This is Missouri Wind and Solar. Let's move on to something from Bob at Thermodyne that I like. All right, I'm scared of heights. I think you folks might remember that. So I'm in the corner of the building. If I look a little shaky, it's because I am. That scares the hell out of me. It's a 12-foot drop. But here's the new blades from Thermodyne. I'm going to duck down here, give them a little spin. I believe, and again I apologize, I believe Bob calls these the Trex blades. These suckers and this flywheel are heavy, really heavy, substantially heavy than the original ones. They're heavier than the Missouri Wind replacement ones. These are very heavy. They start spinning early. But the spin, when they spin early, they spin ahead of all the other 5 blades I have here. When they spin, they're not spinning fast enough to produce enough power to charge the batteries. But that in itself lets you know that these are a substantial improvement. They spin early, they produce a lot of power, they produce a significant amount of power, and it's very steady power because of the additional weight. These are very nice. They make a unique sound when they spin. And if I were making a recommendation, I'm going to recommend that you buy either this blade or the next one that I'm going to show you to replace the original blades you have with your wind turbines. This one or the other one, and I'll get into a little more detail in a moment. I'm going to show you one other set of blades. First of all, I want you to see the hub, excuse me. I want you to see the tail. Ignore the fact that I painted half of it. That is one huge tail. This is a Thermodyne tail. It is not one that Jeff sent me. He sent me the set of blades only, I think. Yeah, he sent me the blades only. These are the new blades from Missouri Wind and Solar. They and the Thermodyne Trex are designed together to be competitive with one another. One came out before the other. I don't know which one it is, and I'm not getting involved in that. But you can tell by the shape it's a significantly different design than the Trex blade. It has a little more pitch to it than the Trex blade. I can tell you from handling it, they are a lot heavier than the Trex blade. Hence, they don't begin turning in a very, very low wind. Again, though, when the Trex blade starts turning in the low wind, it's not giving me any power. It's just turning. That's very important when people talk about, well, it turns in a low wind. Yeah, and it puts out 3 volts. What good is that? So it's a matter of what does it put out in a significant wind. These blades are heavy. They're thick. They don't want to bend. I love the pitch on them, and they sound like an airplane blade when they're spinning. Now, I don't mean they're that loud. Because remember, when an airplane blade's going, you got the motor behind it. But they just have a different sound. Personally, we like the sound of this, and my wife, Debbie, does not like the sound of the Trex. But the power is there. In fact, one of these blades works better than the other. One of them does. It's either this one or the Trex. But the difference could be where I've mounted them on the roof. The difference could be the height that they're at. The difference isn't enough for me to tell you which one performs better because it's only that much better and it may not perform that way on your roof. But what I will tell you is either one of these outperforms the hell out of the other blades. So, the new blades, absolutely worth investing in. You don't have to replace your PMA or your generator until it needs to be replaced. These blades are wonderful, both sets of them, and I do have a preference. But again, it's a personal preference. It's not a performance preference. I'm not going to tell you that preference. I do have a slight preference. I'm also tracking the performance of the Trex blades for Thermodyne with some equipment he sent me that I'm going to send directly to him. But I can tell you this, that based on what I've seen, the Trex blades are at least twice as effective as the original blades. That means that this blade is at least twice as effective. So, just to recap so that there's no confusion, because any nanny poo-poo that comes from somebody or anybody that says that Bob Green or Jeff Harmon are eating babies, I'm not posting any of that stuff. I don't want to get involved in that. But just to recap, the original blades, you should replace them. It's worth replacing them. If money is tight, by all means, contact Missouri Wind and Solar or Thermodyne and replace with the one I'm pointing at that you can't see, which was the white blade from Missouri Wind and Solar. But I know that Bob has one at Thermodyne also. Little heavier blade, little heavier hub. Replace it with that. If money's not such a huge object, by golly, whichever company that you personally prefer dealing with, and I've had excellent service from both of them, whichever company you prefer dealing with, buy this blade from them. And Jeff, again, I apologize. Can't remember the name of it, but I like the blade. I like the Thermodyne Trex blades. Go to that. You will notice a difference, and it is worth investing the money in. So there we go. That's my final word. 7 minutes worth of on blades, and it was something I owed both of these gentlemen because both of them sent me these blades to test. I did not buy these blades, and that's always my caveat. These 3 blades here, I did not purchase. These were sent to me for comparison, so that's why I'm doing the video, because I owe them at least that, and you owe yourself to at least replace what you have with one of these 3, your choice, or 4, because I know Thermodyne's got one. You owe it to yourself to do that with those 4. And you choose the company, you're not going to go wrong. Hey, it's 100 and some degrees up here and it's only 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm going down. Robert Earl here at the Eco Ranch in Far West, Texas. Y'all come and visit me anytime you want. The door's always open. We've got camping and places for RVs to park. We will cook for you, and there's always booze. So you're welcome to come. Until then, from out here at the Eco Ranch, bye for now.